Okay. So you said it's an intro to when, like when you first turn on the show.
Yes. You go right before Riff Raff, probably.
And it's called the problem addict, right?
Yeah, the Problematic Podcast.
The problem addict podcast.
Yeah.
All right, so let me give it a test trial. All right, tell me when to go.
Go ahead.
All right, this is your boy T, and y'all are now tuning in to the Problematic Podcast for the best bad advice on the planet. Sometimes we need bad advice in our life.
And Mr. Riff Raff, Dale D'Antoni, the Pastel Prince. And you're listening to The Problem Addict, the worst advice show ever. Dance
Greetings! I thought I'd try out greetings. Ugh, what a non-creative nerd I am that I literally... Okay, listen. This is a show where I am, I'm open, I'm honest, right? About my shortcomings. I literally... I went to thesaurus.com and I went to thesaurus.com and I put in hello because I wanted to mix it up, but I couldn't even think of anything. It says here, bonjour. Oh, Jesus. Antonyms for hello. Goodbye. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God damn it all. Ugh, see, that's what happens, guys. That's why I don't read. All right, listen. All right, off to a very silly start. But you know what? That's fine. It's a silly podcast. It doesn't say smartest, most serious advice show ever, does it? Does it? No, it's the worst one. The worst advice show ever. Right? It's for people who love bad advice. Liars. Right? Magicians. The biggest liars of all, magicians. And even they'll do it right in front of your face. Like, oh, you thought that was your card? Boom, this was yours. All right, well, why don't you take it easy? Clearly dealing with some unresolved magician issues, right? That's fine. Working through it. Listen, guys. I'm trying to think back of how many episodes I've been this excited to put out. And I don't think there's many, right? This guy, if you're part of the San Antonio comedy scene, I'll say this, even the whole entire South Texas comedy scene. This is a name. Nay, this is a voice that you've got to know. All right, this guy, very funny comic, very lovely man. He used to do the announcements at LOL Comedy Club. And we got him on the pod. How exciting is that? You guys, without further ado, get ready for this episode with Lawerence Napoleon.
I would take the cap off. It's just my hair is a wreck today.
Oh, really? How often do you get a haircut?
So I used to get a haircut every 2 months, but lately I just kind of got to where it was maybe 3 months. I know my last one was in July, so.
Well, do you have like a barber, or would you even call it a barber? Is it like a stylist?
It's not a stylist. I just go to Supercuts.
Oh, well, not just whoever's first?
Technically, I mean, they do call them stylists, and for the most part, every time I've been there, they do a good job.
Yeah. Well, that's true. They don't call it mediocre cuts.
Yes, but it's,
they call it super duper cuts, dude.
Well, the whole thing was before I moved to San Antonio and I was looking for places to get a haircut. I'd heard all these people making YouTube videos, or it's just like comedians making jokes about supercuts, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe the name is very overrated, but haven't had a bad experience with them from what I could say. Now, for people who want to do all the fancy stuff, like styling and stuff, you're going to have to pay a little bit more, go to a salon. But if you want a basic haircut, they do the job.
There's nothing wrong with supercuts. For me, I have a guy, and I go... And feel free to tell me how ridiculous I am. I go probably every 2 weeks.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Am I crazy, dude?
Not at all. I'm sure there's people that go to the salon more than you do.
Well, first of all, I love to call it a salon. I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, have you ever got your nails done?
No, I can do my nails myself.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I think I need to do mine. I went the other day.
I mean, I don't give the best manicures, but if I wanted to paint my fingernails, I'd probably do a better job.
Precision painting?
Oh, exactly.
Airbrush? No, that's probably bad. That's probably too wide.
Yeah.
You spray just the top of your fingers.
That's right. Get some spray paint, just...
Hell yeah, dude. Just run it through like an auto shop. Just right on the tips.
Get in the zone, auto zone.
Hell yes, dude. Let's do that. Let's go into AutoZone after this, and we'll just, we'll just go in there and say, hey, we're just looking for a little bit of paint, and we'll flash our nails at them like that. What do you think they'll do? Do you think they would help us? Do you think they'd be, or they'd be upset with us?
I'm pretty sure if we paid them, they would do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if you paid most people to do almost anything, they would.
Pretty much. I mean, most people will bang for the buck.
Oh, I like that. I like that. We should get into more bang for the buck.
That's right. So actually, you're talking about like painting. So I saw this commercial when I was at my uncle's house for this. I think it was like paint and body shop is what they called it. So that basically deals with spray painting cars.
Sure.
Your car been in an accident, we'll fix it up. So, but I kind of took it literally. Of course, I knew it was referring to cars, but a lot of the jokes I've been writing lately are kind of like a lot of wordplay. So
okay.
I was telling my uncle, well, if it's paint and body shop, they'll just paint any kind of body. I mean, they could paint a human body or even the body of a letter, because technically they have one.
First of all, hell yes, dude. That's amazing. Also, that's technically what they do at tanning salons.
They paint the body of a letter.
Well, they paint the body of something. They paint people's bodies.
But same thing with like painting nails. If you paid the tanning salon to do that, they'd paint the body of a letter.
Yeah, that's very true. I don't think they would have a problem with the medium. They're not going to be like, well, I only do nail. Probably. I only work in the medium of nail.
Easiest job they ever had.
That's true. It's a lot of space.
Just like one square.
Are you a letter writer? Have you write letters?
Not since high school.
Or even wait, where did you live before San Antonio? If you don't mind.
So I moved here from Kerrville in 2014, but I was originally from Dallas.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why Kerrville? Just family stuff, or?
Yeah, my grandmother lived out there for a while, and she started getting old, and so my mom kind of got us to move out there because she wanted to be closer to her. So it's pretty much all because of my grandmother. And I basically used college as an excuse to get out of Kerrville.
Good for you, dude. Well played.
Me to come down over here.
Yeah, well played. I think I know a fun fact about Kerrville.
All right.
You want to see if I do?
You probably do.
Is it the HEB thing, that the first HEB is from Kerrville?
That is very possible. I actually am not entirely sure about that.
Or was just somebody lying to me? That's also very possible.
The people, maybe they weren't lying to you. They just were quoting false information, and then they thought they were right.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of like me. I do that a lot.
Well, it's kind of like there's a guy I know who's quoting false information all the time, but he doesn't realize it's not right. Kind of like he's saying, oh, the first Purge movie grossed more than the second. No, I'm here on Box Office Mojo. It here says the Purge Anarchy banked at least 10 million more in the box office.
That's a message to everybody out there. If you don't know what you're talking about, you're going to call him out.
Well, that's the thing. It's like he'll tell me this just happened. And so I'll look it up and be like, oh, okay, you're right. And he's like, well, of course, I just told you. Well, okay, well, you've quoted false information in the past. That's why you got to make sure of it.
Yeah, The Boy Who Cried Purge being the biggest movie, which I love. Did you love The Purge? Did you love it?
I actually haven't seen the first Purge yet. No.
Oh, wait, but you've seen the subsequent Purges.
I've seen parts of them, not like the whole thing.
You have a favorite movie?
A favorite movie?
Yeah.
So, since we are working in the world of comedy,
yes.
I do have some favorite comedy movies.
Oh, I like going genre specific.
Yes.
Okay.
So, as far as that, probably one, I don't know if it is the favorite of all, because it's kind of hard to say, but one by a director named Mel Brooks called Robin Hood Men in Tights.
First of all, I love Robin Hood Men in Tights. And also I like how you prefaced it like some people don't know. Is there some people who don't know about Robin Hood Men in Tights, do you think?
So I'm sure there are a bunch of people who are familiar with the movie, maybe a lot of people that aren't familiar with Mel Brooks.
Oh, that's crazy.
Especially knowing, like, you know, I work with a lot of millennials, so they're probably not too familiar with the name.
Yeah.
And the deal is, I was introduced to Mel Brooks by my parents. And pretty much like a lot of his movies have been some of the funniest things I've seen. Kind of like something called 12 Chairs Silent Movie.
What is that? 12 Chairs Silent Movie is a thing?
Oh, they're two different movies.
Oh. I was like, I really like that. The title of that movie.
Oh yeah, the 12 Chairs is basically about it was in I think it was communist Russia. I think it was right after they were out of the USSR or something like that.
Whoa.
So it was basically had to do with this his mother was about to pass away, but she told him that she had hidden a bunch of expensive jewels in one of 12 chairs. So this place took him away. So then the whole movie, they're trying to go around to find those chairs.
Oh.
And then see if they can get the one with all the jewels in it. But there's so many. The thing, what I like about Mel Brooks, and same thing with Robin Hood Men in Tights, is he adds in all these little things here and there, these details that would not have actually happened during the period the movie takes place.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like in Men in Tights when they're out in the castle, like sword fighting. You see a sign up at the, where the exit is to the castle, and it says exit.
Yeah, or like Dave Chappelle with the Reebok pumps. Remember, he had the Reebok, he pumped up his sneakers. He was wearing basketball shoes. You remember that, in that movie?
Which one?
A Chew, I believe was his name.
A Chew, yeah.
And he was wearing the basketball shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. For me, I love that part.
So, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I'd have to look for that again. I'm sure I'll watch it again someday.
Yeah, what, are you a shoe guy? Do you like shoes? So, what are we working with here, if you don't mind? What do we got on?
I got on some Nikes right here.
Okay, very
now.
solid. Look very comfy.
They are comfy. I got these about a little over 2 years ago.
Wow.
At Academy during their back to school sale.
Nice.
And everything was tax-free, which was why I got them.
Oh, the tax-free weekend, dude. I used to work at shoe stores, and I'll tell you what, it was crazy. It was like the most busiest time of the year. By far. Like more than Christmas, more than anything else. We would work like 15-hour days.
If you're working in the shoe industry, that's probably the busiest time.
Oh, golly, it was the worst.
Yeah.
What's your favorite pair of shoes you've ever bought?
So it'd be kind of hard to say that. I mean, I basically just buy what's comfortable and what works. And as far as it goes with Nike, I mean, I've worn their shoes for years. They've fit me well, so I basically stuck with them.
Hell yeah.
And plus, they're not very expensive either, most of the time.
Oh, yeah, except for the ones that I get.
Oh, I don't get those.
Yeah, you're smart, dude. Don't get those.
It's like, if I get them, it's because they're on sale.
Nice. All right. Yeah. That's good. That's kind of like it's like you have a motto. Like if it's on sale,
pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like I won't go to a restaurant unless I get points for eating there, you know.
Oh, on the card. Nice.
Yeah, reward system, rewards app, and so many places are doing that, so it's almost impossible or not to go to a place. I mean, unless you go to Ruth Chris Steakhouse, most restaurants are going to have a point system, which
yeah, let's see this. All right. Let's pretend death row, we're both on death row. All right. We're going to be murdered by the state of Texas.
I hope not.
I'm sorry. I hate to break the news.
So the state of Texas is just going to jump out of the map and then go, jump on us.
Yeah, that's very... yes, they're going to suffocate us.
I mean, with how heavy the state is, I mean, it'd be very easy for them to crush us.
That is true. It is a state who, if it were to pose naked in a magazine, they would call it brave. It's very fat. It's a fat state.
I know. I'd rather California pose naked.
Oh, me too. Whoa, yeah, that's a good point. Texas is very wide. California, slender. Little bit of a curve too, huh?
That's right.
Ooh, you know. California could get it. I agree.
California curving.
Oh, I love a curvy California. That's fantastic. Okay, so last meal. You have a last meal. What would you choose? And there's a $30 limit.
What would I actually would not surpass the limit because...
Oh, respect. I like this.
For one thing, are the quarantine or coronavirus food dining limits off play here?
Yeah, that's absolutely out the window. This would be in the future when we get caught for our crimes that we have yet to even commit. So, probably 15 years from now.
Well, first of all, as far as the last meal, it would just be a $6 or $7 buffet at CC's. Would not even surpass the limit. Get all the pasta, pizza, cinnamon rolls that I want.
I can't believe
I get to enjoy my last meal like there was literally no tomorrow.
Oh, wait a minute, dude. That was the best answer I've ever even heard to that. Seriously, because you could filibuster.
Exactly.
Until you fill up until you bust your stomach open. That's the best answer of all time, dude. The $7 CC's.
Absolutely.
Keep requesting those custom pies.
Yeah. I mean, assuming that the people who would want to enjoy their last meal would actually want what they serve.
Well, that's completely up to everybody else.
It is.
So my choice was just, I mean, I'd probably get like potato skins or something.
Oh, no.
No, not a fan?
So I'm not really a fan of I don't really care for baked potatoes or mashed potatoes and stuff. And there are certain things like certain vegetables don't really like the taste, but hey, they're very nutritious. So I'll still kind of, force them down my system. But it's I hear with a lot of mashed potatoes or things like that, they're not actually healthy. So I'm thinking,
that's true.
Why torture yourself with something that's not even good for you?
Well, I gotta tell you, that's probably why you are. No, that's great. I mean, technically, that's the correct thinking.
Yeah,
that is how you should be.
Don't get me wrong, I love fries and potato chips, but as far as just having the potatoes by themselves, no.
Not even worth it.
It's just like same thing with sour cream. If you give me a scoop of sour cream, no thank you, but you put
also get out of here. What is this random guy scooping us sour cream? Get him out of here.
That's right. I'd rather have a scoop of whipped cream, right?
Or the iced cream.
Or the ice cream.
The lovely iced cream. Dude, this is a question that's come up, I'll say this, probably too many times on my show. But I have to ask.
Absolutely.
Favorite ice cream. Do you have a favorite ice cream?
Favorite ice cream? So if we don't get too technical or into all those weird Ben and Jerry's flavors.
We can do those.
We could?
Oh, we do that here. We get technical on ice cream. Ice cream alone.
Now, as far as generic flavors that most places have, I have to go with cookies and cream because,
solid.
I love Oreos and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Shouts out. Oreo, sponsor the podcast.
There you go. I hope we get some royalties from Nabisco after this.
Yeah, and even the royalties could just be one package of Oreos for us. I think we'd be happy with that. That'd be reasonable.
Absolutely. And if Nabisco wants to go the whole 9 yards, they could give us some Chips Ahoy as well.
Oh, all right. Yeah, what even Nutter Butters?
That's true. Yeah.
Shouts out, dude. Wow, Nabisco really nails it, huh?
They got all the good stuff.
Who makes Cheez-Its?
That is, I believe, Kellogg's.
Oh, they almost had. If that would have been Nabisco too, that would have been. I mean, that's a clean sweep.
Yeah, and it's Kellogg's that also owns Pringles as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, now I'm listening. I'm listening to Kellogg's now. It's pretty solid.
So it's kind of a toss up between the two now. Except Kellogg's does not. Well, they do make the Keebler brand cookies.
Kellogg's does?
They make like the Chips Deluxe, Sandies.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. The fudge shop with the E on the end, which I like.
Oh yeah, no. Anything Keebler brand is a weakness for me. The only problem.
Oh, sorry.
That's kind of the problem though. Is I was once talking with my uncle one day, saying it seems to be what tastes good isn't good for you. And he said, well, that seems to be the way things are, which is probably why they invented vitamins.
Oh, nice. You know what, dude? I forgot all about vitamins. I'm being honest.
Oh, I've been taking a lot with this whole lockdown and quarantine.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. What, like just like a daily, once daily?
So they do have those options, and there is some like multivitamin I could take, which kind of has like B6, B12.
All the B's.
Selenium.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure his
he's
own...
in there. Women be shopping. That's in there.
Well, I'll have to look at the nutrition facts again, but I'm pretty sure those are in there.
Oh, dude. Also, Keebler was wild because they were like these cookies are so good that even an elf, we're going to tell you that elves are making them.
That's
and
right.
You're not even going to be weirded out by that.
Well, why not? I mean, elves make toys on Christmas.
Well, oh, that's true. Oh, that's a good point. But I also don't sit around. I don't see a lot of elves sitting around washing their hands. I don't think of them as a clean people, the elves.
I mean, and how are you going to get running water in a tree?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, they're using all their plumbing to pop out chocolate waterfalls.
Well, there's water and chocolate?
Well, they used their water resources for chocolate.
Well, I wouldn't want to eat watered down chocolate, though.
No, me neither.
No.
Like in Willy Wonka, remember that river?
Oh yeah, the red river.
Well, it was the Red River after that kid got murdered in it. Remember that? That was weird.
Right.
That fat child was murdered in his factory.
Augustus Gloop.
Augustus, rest in peace. What a legend.
Well, actually, like in the remake that they made with Johnny Depp, they showed all the kids walking out of the factory. So they didn't actually. And it's like, you know.
Not my Willy Wonka.
Oh, well, we need to work on the PG-13 version of it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. They need to. Come on. Let those were bad kids. They should have died. Do you agree with yes or no?
Exactly. You know, sometimes you just. It's kind of like I just saw a commercial yesterday where they have some kid just throw food or something when his mom gets home. And then it stains the mom's clothes. She's like, oh. So then her husband makes this drink. It's called calm. Drink that. This won't bug you. No, she still has to deal with the stain on her clothes that we don't know if it's going to come out or not. You know,
we never find out.
Exactly. You don't need calm. Just maybe you give the kid a good beating or something.
Yeah. Or drown him to death in a liquid river of chocolate.
That's true. You know, hey, you like chocolate?
You like chocolate? Let's see how much you like it now. Augustus.
Yeah, except I like milk chocolate, not water chocolate.
Not yet.
For all the elves listening here today.
Woo! Elves, you're on notice. Do not feed us water chocolate, dude.
That's right.
Like Yoo-hoo? Did you ever have a Yoo-hoo?
I've had those before, and I've noticed a difference. Nesquik is a lot different.
It's a lot better. Yoo-hoo is just like it's somebody took a Topo Chico and put some chocolate syrup in it.
And took out the carbonation.
Well, there is there was a hint of a beverage that was once carbonated, but it's no longer.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, Yoo-hoo can kick rocks. That is Yoo-hoo's maybe the most disappointing drink of all time, other than Diet Pepsi. Have you ever read that?
So if a Yoo-hoo could kick rocks, does that mean you could just put it in your backyard and it'll just go ooh and be kicking rocks everywhere?
Hell yes.
I mean, dude. I hope one doesn't fly through the window or something.
Well, they could, because we're talking. I'll say this, kind of brazy about Yoo-hoo right now.
That's right. I hope you don't have any nearby.
No, never once. Never once. I did make that mistake once. When I bought a Yoo-hoo.
I mean, I've had them a few times. They're not bad. It's just kind of like if you drink Nesquik or Promised Land, one of those other actual chocolate milks, or what was it, True Moo, where you get there.
True Moo is like, dude, what is that, like buttermilk? It's so like thick and delicious.
It's because it's chocolate whole milk. It's not.
Whoa.
A lot of chocolate milks, they only make it with 1% milk or low fat. But I understand it's probably not as good for you, but when it's the whole milk, that's where all the taste is.
Also, I'm not going to chocolate milk for nutrients. Even though they are saying that, though. Have you seen that?
Oh, of course. True Moo's like, hey, it's good for you. It's got the chocolatey taste you love with no high fructose corn syrup.
It's like, yeah, well, you know it also doesn't have high fructose corn syrup? Rocks. That doesn't mean they're good for me, dude.
That's true, and they do sell chocolate rocks at the store sometimes.
Oh, well, now I'm listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, chocolate rocks, rock candy.
Rock candy,
Rock candy stinks. I hate that.
It can get annoying just because the way it sticks to you and all that, and it takes forever to finish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I like a sense of completion to my candy.
Absolutely.
That's why Jawbreakers were the... First of all, it's an aggressively named candy.
It is.
It's a candy that's named after physical violence.
Yeah, or a Chevelle song.
Oh, really? I don't even know. I know... Well, actually, I do know about a band named Chevelle.
Yeah, I thought about wearing their shirt today, but...
Oh, really?
I'd worn it for a few days already, and I didn't want to come here, like... with a bad sense. So.
First of all, I wouldn't have judged you, but I appreciate the thought. That's very nice.
That's right. And I did put on some Axe body spray before coming over here today.
Yeah, are you an Axe man?
I am now.
You're the Axe man.
Oh, like the Beatles song Taxman, except you just take out the T and now you got your own song.
Oh, I like that, dude.
Because I'm the Axe man.
Oh, nice. I love, yeah. What, do you have a flavor of Axe? Is it called a flavor?
Or
it's more of a scent.
Exactly. Because if
you
flavor,
don't drink it.
Oh, you don't even want to inhale that stuff if you can.
Yeah. Unless you're ready to really have someone have to take care of you for a little while.
Or you maybe want to see if you can get high off of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you can get high off of a Sharpie, maybe you can off of Axe.
Oh, yeah. I've never done that.
I wouldn't do it. But.
The Sharpies. Yeah. That was always kind of a thing that was floating around where kids would always be playing around. They'd be like, "Well, watch out. I'm going to sniff a Sharpie."
They did. I know kids used to get in trouble, and so then they had to limit it. I've been ID'd a few times at Walmart when I was getting those.
Really? Sharpies?
Yes.
Wait. Why are you buying so many Sharpies?
So, well, probably just because just to write some, I don't really remember why. A lot of this was when I was in college, so I was getting pens, markers, that kind of stuff.
Labeling,
all the time.
A lot of labels.
Oh yeah, all that crazy stuff. But I mean, here's the funny thing: it's just those Expo markers, the dry erase markers. They're not as strong as the Sharpies, but they still have a scent to them if you smell them. So I had this one history professor, one of the funniest people I've known, which I actually told him, this was before I even got into stand-up, which I told him, you need to do stand-up.
What's his name? Do you want to shout him out?
His name was Carlos Acosta.
Whoa, Irish guy.
Kidding. He was, I think he's part Mexican and part Greek is what he told me.
Oh, that's a funny combination. That's going to produce a funny guy. What made him so funny?
He just walk into the class doing cracks all the time.
Whoa.
And just kind of making jokes about things. But like, what was real funny was one day, or a lot of times, he just sniffed the marker. He just randomly write something on the marker.
This guy.
And he would just go, And then, like, one time he just walked over to a random student.
I love this guy, dude.
Take a sniff of my marker. Then he just went, and then the professor went, good boy.
What? This guy's on fire, dude. Carlos, is it Carlos DaCosta? Acosta. Sponsor the pod, buddy. I love that guy. That guy's amazing.
I hope he's listening, because if he is, he's like, oh, wait, I remember that student.
I hope he's listening, too, because I want him to teach me how to be funny for once. That guy sounds amazing.
Well, it's like I'd crack up at his stuff all the time, and most students really didn't laugh that much, and so he was kind of surprised. Like, I don't think he was ready for me.
Oh, yeah, you were his target demographic.
I was, and it's kind of like, as you know, like when I first kind of started hanging out at comedy shows or whatever, I used to just be like, ha 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 ha, like literally laugh out loud.
Yeah, nice. Plug, shout out to the club.
So he kind of remembered that pretty well.
Nice. Also, isn't it wild?
Nice.
Yeah, that's the kind of water I get. Shout out to Walgreens. Actually, no. Walgreens is crazy overpriced, by the way. Walgreens, you're on notice.
That's right.
Get it. I mean, be reasonable, please.
I go to CVS over Walgreens.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, I'm a Walgreens guy, but we will not ruin this podcast for our argument that we're going to have.
Of course. And I don't even shop at CVS unless I'm in Las Vegas, because that's the cheapest thing you can find when you're on the Strip.
Also, it's like a club in there, I've heard. The CVS in Las Vegas is like a club. Is that true? Do they have like a DJ in there?
Oh, no, they don't have a DJ.
Oh, it's just like a club environment, sort of.
Well, I mean, if you want to get cheaper alcohol.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Oh, for sure. You just get hammered in the back of a CVS near the Band-Aids. You know what I mean? That way, if anything happens, you're good to go.
You could try it if you want. The good thing about when you're in Las Vegas, it's kind of like out here, you can't really take out alcoholic beverages outside of the building or the establishment that's selling them. But if you're out there, you could just be walking around, just carry it into one place after another. And, there's some shows where you have to have about 5 Budweisers before you walk in to enjoy it.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah. Also, I just want to say this real quick before I forget. Isn't it wild that they say that markers get you high from sniffing them? And then what did they do? They made scented markers. You remember that? That was a wild move. Anyway. What?
Yeah, it's like they want you to get high off of it.
Yeah, dude. It's like if you're like a good crack dealer would be like, hey, first hit's on me.
Exactly.
First one's free.
They should have made a South Park episode about that.
Yeah, that's true. What about this? You find a new crack dealer, right? And you just keep going every day. You come back with a different email address. You're like, oh, it's my first time. That's how you keep getting the free trials. We'll scam the dealers.
Different. Oh, that's a good way to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wait, so you went to, what did you do in Las Vegas? What was your favorite part in Las Vegas?
So in Las Vegas, there's a lot of, usually it's mostly just gambling and drinking right now, but before there was a whole lot of shows to go to, and that'd be the main reason I'd go to it.
Do you have a favorite?
So let's see. There is a show about someone who was on America's Got Talent, and his name was Tapeface. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Tapeface?
He has duct tape over his mouth the whole show. Oh. And he basically just does these random or skits or whatever. Usually he'll have someone from the audience do it, but he will make the person do certain things without even verbally communicating to them. And usually the people in the audience don't really talk either. It doesn't require them to do that, but they're just things they're very simple skits that he comes up with, and they're just, at least I find them really hilarious. And
nice.
His show would be, before the whole quarantine, his shows were selling out all the time, so I imagine I wasn't the only one who was enjoying the act.
Yeah, no shit. What about magic? Do you like magic?
Magic. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of great magicians out there. So one of my favorites, the very first time I ever went to Las Vegas, his name was Lance Burton. And he was kind of like the old traditional magician. He came out with the tuxedo, the doves, and all that. But he had very great tricks, and he also kind of had this dry wit for humor. So he'd be making jokes all the time. So it was a good comedy magic show. Now, as far as actual illusions, David Copperfield was one of the best for those.
Sure, yeah.
You'd see some of the best tricks from him. And then, of course, I know a lot of people make fun of Chris Angel, but a few years ago, I saw a show back when he was at the Luxor. He still had a lot of good tricks, and he's kind of come up with new acts and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of people now who are saying, no, I respect the guy now.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I don't think anybody had a problem with his magic. I think it was more him as a guy. People didn't like.
Because his whole idea is just be more dark not like literal dark magic, but I mean, you know, just kind of having a different style. He's not the traditional magician. He's like kind of like more in your face and stuff like that.
Yeah, which I think, isn't he from like New Jersey or something?
He might be. I have to look that up.
He seems like a piece of shit.
Well,
no offense to New Jersey. We get a lot of listeners in New Jersey. I love you. Psych. They wouldn't.
I mean, I'd still go to New Jersey. I haven't been there before. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going out to Atlantic City someday.
Oh, do you gamble? Are you a gambler? I sense like Vegas, Atlantic City.
I mean, I do a lot of sports betting. That's about it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Football? You bet the foots?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I was just looking at your poster of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, dude, that's great. I didn't know you were. Oh, yeah, we talked a little bit about that, about being a football guy.
So it's kind of like I was talking about. I started this new exercise program you can do at home with a place called V-Shred.
Yeah.
And what I try to do is they'll give you like 2 days off during the week right now. So I basically try to schedule it or do all the exercises to where I could get Sunday off to where I could just watch football all day.
Oh, yeah, it's so good, dude.
And if you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, they like have all the games going on.
Oh,
all
that's
these different
true.
TVs.
That is true. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings this past weekend in Dallas, right after the Cowboys game. I was at that game.
Was it the one where Dak Prescott was injured?
Yep, R.I.P. Rest in peace to that fellow.
He's not dead. He's just, you know.
Yeah, I mean his shin is certainly, you know.
Right. He just. Oh. But the deal is, I don't know if it was just me, but they seemed to play a little bit better when they had their backup quarterback.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean that last drive was pretty impressive. But I'm a Giants fan, so I was there as a Giants fan, right?
Oh yeah.
And you know, they were good fans. They were generally pretty cool. They got it, but. I will say this, if the Giants would have won after Dak broke his leg, they would have not been cool. Like, I get the sense I would have had to fight for real.
Uh-oh.
They were like, it was just so bad. It was such a bad injury. They didn't even show it in the stadium.
Well, no, it's like I think I don't even know if I was paying full attention because I kept looking back and forth at different games on different TVs.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I heard, of course, anywhere in Texas, you're going to get a lot of Cowboys fans, except maybe in Houston.
Well, even still, you know, there's still a lot of Cowboys
even still in
fans.
Houston, a lot of Cowboys fans. Yeah. Like, they're the top team in the state of Texas, no doubt. So you get a lot of Cowboys fans showing up at Buffalo Wild Wings, and they'll be cheering if the Cowboys score, something happens, and then like they'll have some other sound effect.
Yeah.
Based on if something tragic happens.
Yeah.
And so when Dak Prescott like injured himself, that's immediately when I was like, oh wait, what happened?
Oh man, yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal. That was kind of like a magic trick in and of its own. How bad that break was.
We will find out, and I believe they're playing the Cardinals. So the Cardinals,
they are on Monday night.
Right now are the favorite to win. Now, if the Cowboys somehow pull off a win against the Cardinals, that will basically prove maybe they're a little bit better now.
Oh. Do you want to get a pick in? You want to get your pick? You want to say the pick? I'll make sure this comes out before Monday.
The pick?
Yeah, if you say who do you think's going to win?
I think the Cardinals are going to win.
Okay.
But if the Cowboys pull off an upset, then that could be an indicator that the team might actually be a little bit better without Prescott.
With the Red Rocket.
It's possible.
Andy Dalton, who I don't like because of his eyebrows are red.
I haven't seen his eyebrows, so
yeah.
I wouldn't know what to say there.
I mean, it's one thing to be, you know, if you have red hair out there, God bless you. Or, you know, as I should say in your native language, oh, God bless you. Right?
A leprechaun?
Yeah.
Or they come from a leprechaun family? Well,
yeah,
maybe you
don't have red eyebrows and eyelashes. That's a wild move, dude. It's like a like that's like a science experiment.
It could be, but if he comes from a family of leprechauns, you might want to be nice to him and see if you can get some gold out of him.
Well, yeah. Oh, it'd be like that movie Luck of the Irish. Have you seen a Disney movie?
I don't believe so.
Oh man, shout out Luck of the Irish. That was a very good movie.
Yeah.
Probably not, but we enjoyed it when we were small children.
But speaking of Irish places, one of my favorite restaurants in Las Vegas is a place.
Bennigan's.
They don't have one out there, I don't think.
Brother. Okay.
But they have an Irish pub over at Mandalay Bay called Ree-Raw.
Ooh.
It's just a really fun environment, especially if they have a band playing. And everything I've gotten there is food-wise has been like just superb. And like they have some pretty good beers there as well. I try to get the ones that are specifically from Ireland because like we're at an Irish place.
Yeah.
But also, you know, sometimes I'll be out there, or they don't let you do that now, but before the quarantine, they'd let you go out and maybe dance to some of the songs. So I had people there asking, "Are you Irish?"
Oh, really? Are you a dancer? Do you like dancing?
I danced some, yes. I used to do Zumba back when I lived in Kerrville, but it's been a while since that.
Yeah, Zumba is what is that, like Brazilian or something?
I believe, yeah, it's originated somewhere in that area, and so a lot of the songs are kind of more South American.
Yeah, a lot of energy, those people.
Oh, absolutely. Well, depending on what level it is, because usually the ones that I did in Kerrville is mostly older people, because that's like a retirement town.
It is.
So they did like what was called Zumba Level 1, which was... the dancing wasn't too hard, but then I was in California one time.
It's like chopped and screwed Zumba.
Went to a Zumba class. They were on level 2, which had already the intensity pretty much doubled for that. And he said, "You think this is hard? Wait till you get to Zumba 5."
Whoa, you're like, whoa, easy, buddy. I'm not trying to...
It's like, let me work my way up. Let's go to 3 after this.
Yeah, what was that guy? Was he Jason Statham in the movie Crank? Why was he like trying to go all the way up to 5?
He wasn't Jason Statham because he wasn't bald.
Oh, nice.
His name was Don. In fact, he even wore a shirt that said Zumba Don.
Oh, Zumba Don. Nice, dude. Do you think he's like he's trying to become famous? It sounds like.
I mean, it's possible.
Was he in Colorado or California rather?
It was California.
Yeah,
this was like 9 years ago, though.
Yeah, it feels like everybody in California is kind of trying to become famous.
As far as everyone in Los Angeles County, yes.
Yeah, it's like just be a Zumba guy. Don't be Zumba Don.
That's right. But the deal is, if everyone wears a shirt that says Zumba Guy, that will make Zumba Don a lot more special.
That is true. Well, it works for Bill Nye being a science guy rather than a scientist.
That's true.
No, he really stood out that way.
Just because, things that are done in rhyme, they kind of work out real well.
Oh, that's true. Johnny Cochran mastered that, of course. If the glove doesn't fit, then he didn't kill that bit. Listen. All right, folks. Oh, dude. Okay, so you're here in the problematic, right?
That's right.
And I'm here to ask you one very specific question, and that is...
What's your fucking problem, man?
What is a personal problem you've been having, my friend?
So unfortunately, I'd say it has to do a lot with just being lazy or procrastinating things that I should be doing.
Ooh,
not really
now
being
we're talking.
productive. And the deal is, it's like before this whole quarantine hit, I was always like, I was working all the time, not really doing stuff. But then it's just kind of like I was wearing out. And so when the lockdown hit, I was like, well, this gives me the opportunity to sleep more, just watch more TV that I don't normally have time for. So then I just started getting into a lot of bad habits of that. And the deal is, for years, and all these people I've met at open mics and shows and places like that, even places outside of comedy places, they have said you need to do voiceover work or things like that.
Yeah, dude. We were talking about that the other day. I believe in you.
So I already, as I said, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but I have a studio set up in my closet.
Yeah.
To where I already had somebody from a class I took, and they actually give you a lot of training on techniques and home studio things that you probably wouldn't know if you just tried to do it from scratch.
Yeah.
And these are people who've been in the industry for like 20 or 30 years, so they all really know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So he kind of went over my home studio, said, hey, it looks good, sounds fine, just turn off the air vent, make sure there's nothing going on outside.
Oh, that's always the worst.
Yeah, since I live alone, it's there's not much noise going on unless I'm making all the noise.
Nice.
Which it does happen at times.
Yeah, you're a silly goose, you said.
Yeah, as long as the neighbors don't hear, we're fine.
Yeah, but so are you struggling with having the discipline to really work on the voiceover stuff?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like what I'm struggling with is once it got into the part about marketing, it's like, well, you need to get your employer's identification number. You need to register yourself with the Secretary of State office.
Oh,
and then
wow.
On top of that, I know it's like there's a part, as we were discussing earlier, making custom logos.
Yeah.
Through messages one day. So that's really the next step, and it's just kind of more I need to get to it. But then, I kind of have other things going on right now. Like I have a fundraiser event that I'm going to be participating in at a place called the Roxy Theater.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I've been meaning to go over there.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Roxy Theater. They have a lot of open mics, right?
So, yeah, 2 or 3 times a week they've been doing an open mic night, and it has been usually they'll have a lot of comics will go and do some stand-up, and then other than that, most people do karaoke, but it is technically a variety mic, so you can do whatever you want. So,
oh, nice.
There's one night I decided to go in and just practice some card tricks since it was an open mic. Hey, it doesn't matter if it doesn't work.
You do card tricks?
I did them years ago. But
do you bring cards?
I don't. I think I have some in the trunk of my car.
Oh my
so
god!
I could probably
okay,
run out and get
them.
We'll
talk about that after. I like how you literally felt your pockets. Like you're like maybe I might have some on me. That's great.
They could have just suddenly appeared in my pocket.
Oh, that's true, dude.
Yeah. So one of the owners saw me do some tricks at the open mic, and he was like, hey, if you could just maybe do like 3 of those tricks for the fundraiser event, like that'd be great. So
wow.
And it's kind of like a lot of businesses are struggling right now, and the Roxy is one of them. So they're trying very hard to just kind of get back up because they just opened up about a month ago or so.
Okay.
So they're just right now trying to raise whatever money they can to be able to stay in business.
Yeah, it's tough for theaters and
exactly. But I know that they've been able to get a lot of people to their events lately. Like they had a comedy show last Saturday with comic I'm sure we both know very well, Duck Easy.
Oh, sure, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I was told that the show was packed that night. So
nice.
I'd say that they're doing pretty good right now. And then also the following weekend, I've got the show Lady of Burlesque. It's a play, and I actually have a part in there.
Oh, and it's like you're acting?
It is acting. So 9 years ago, I did some theater back when I lived in Kerrville. So it's been a while, but you still kind of have those things that they taught you.
Oh,
over
wow,
there. Like
dude.
when you're first doing a play. So I have had a little bit of experience in that.
Hey, go Lawerence, dude.
Hey, I mean, whether it's stand-up, karaoke, magic, improv, or even acting, I just love being on stage.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
That's great. I'd like to be the first guy to do all 5 of those things
And
at one time. Or can we do that together? We'd do a 2-man show.
We probably could do it. There is, it is possible.
It would be called The Unbelievables.
I mean, you can.
How about that?
The unbelievable. I mean, I do improv when I'm doing card tricks some of the time, or
Yeah.
stand up.
You're very good at improving.
And that's what
On
I've
stage.
been doing this whole time.
Oh, fuck yes, dog. Me too, bro. Also, I like how, like, when you were talking just now about the voiceover stuff, about the...
Oh, yeah. Just as far as the marketing, getting your name out, and of course you got to sign up for these pay-to-play sites where you pay like $500 a year, and then you could submit auditions and
Also, I
hope to
didn't
get
know
lucky.
I didn't know there was paperwork.
There is so and that's really what's gotten me to just kind of, it's gotten me to be a little more lazy and possibly lose confidence in myself. Like, man, I'm never going to be able to make this work.
Oh, well, I think that's unfortunate because you really do have a gift for, you have a gifted voice, I would say.
People tell me that, but then it's just kind of like I'll try to do recordings and stuff, and then there will be people in the industry say, well, just because you have a good voice doesn't mean you could do voiceover.
What? They say that to you? They're that rude to you?
Well, that's just kind of the thing, you know. I run into people who just say, like, oh, you need to do voiceover work. You'd be great at it. But then I talk to people in the industry. They're not, like, rude, but they just say, yeah, you know, you're not as good as you think.
Whoa! I hate those people. Those people sound like the ops, dude. I don't like them at all. That seems like a rude thing to say to somebody.
Well, it's just it's kind of the real world, you know.
Well, that's their real world. I say, you know what? Let's get some support going for Lawerence to do the voiceover thing.
I hope so. And the fact that it's like, you know, I already helped record a commercial for you.
Yeah, the segment, what was it called? Oh, the Splurge excursion.
Yes, the Rolex, I believe.
Yeah, there was a lot of I forget what it was. But yeah, that was perfect. And you're the first person I would ever think of to do voiceover.
That's exactly where we need to start. You need to start. And of course, I recorded about 5 seconds for something for another guy I know who I've worked with. So basically, that's where you got to start. If you could start with people you know, and plus it's not like pay-to-play sites where you got to pay a bunch of money to submit auditions because...
that's the worst.
And unfortunately, though, most people, if you do want to make a living off of it, and most people like think, oh, you can just make really good money off of it, and it's the same thing as most of the other industries. It's not going to work unless you know the right people. Yeah. And of course, in San Antonio, you're not really going to find a lot of people who will pay you like $1,000 or $10,000 to do recordings. Now, if it's like a long audiobook, that's possible, but see, that'd be something you'd submit online, which ACX is actually a site that works with Audible, which is like the Amazon service for audiobooks. So I do actually have an account set up with those guys, and you don't even have to pay for it. And plus, people say I'm better at doing audiobooks or narrations than commercials, so I'm wondering... you know, submit some auditions on ACX. I just basically got to get my name registered and just got to kind of get with the Secretary of State. It's just I'm kind of worried about submitting a lot of this stuff because, you know, if you don't pick the right answers on everything that they ask when you're setting up your, what they call limited liability company.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like if you put, like as far as tax information, that's what I'm worried about. Because if you incorrectly put anything, the IRS will be like harassing you through the mail saying, hey, you owe this much money. You put this, you give us this much money. And, you know, you get your first job, your client, oh, sorry, we're going to take all that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That happened with me. They took a lot of money from me. But I guess I don't know.
That's another thing I'm worried about. So they do say that, like, if you work a regular job, which up until now is mostly doing just, you know, regular jobs where you punch a clock every day.
Yeah.
You could just fill out a W-2 form with, like, TurboTax or H&R Block. I personally use Credit Karma, and they were able to do the whole thing free.
Shouts out Credit Karma.
Absolutely. So it's very easy if you're just doing a regular job with a W-2 form or, you know, whatever tax form they give out. But if you're doing your own limited liability company, they said it's practically impossible for you to do your own taxes unless you like are an accountant.
Oh, yeah.
You basically have to get one of your own, which that will also cost money. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot that you got to pay to get started.
How about this? Let's start small.
Right.
Okay? Worst advice show ever. That's what we are. This is my advice for you. Let's start small. Let's set up a Fiverr. Do you know what Fiverr is?
I think I've heard the name a couple of times.
Let's start there. Set up a Fiverr.
Yeah.
And say for voiceover stuff, and I will be the first client. And you set your price, and I will buy a voiceover from you, and then I will post the link to it on the bio for this episode.
Yeah.
How about that?
Hey, that worked.
That's the first step, and then you can get like all these testimonials.
Absolutely. Like I already have one from you for the commercial.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I have the one from the other guy I worked with. So basically, that's kind of how you start. Even if you get some testimonials to put on a website or something like that. And right now, the place I took the class with, they offer you a free website like through them. So you could still access the website. You just kind of have to go to such a voice and then like / whatever you want to call it. whatever you want to call your website.
Well,
So
let's cut out that middleman, dude. Just do the Fiverr.
oh yeah, it's not the best, but at the same time though,
It's some.
it is. And if you can, well, yeah, Fiverr sounds better than the Such a Voice thing because you still have to go to their website. But if you could start posting testimonials, that's really what can kind of help you. And of course, if you know more people locally, that'll do you good. But at the same time, though, if you want to get noticed other places, like nationally or possibly internationally.
Yeah, like when I did Fiverr, I used a very nice lady from India for a video. I did just so that's what I'm saying to you is let's do a Fiverr. We'll set that up.
We should.
All right. Brilliant. Beautiful. So I hope that was at least mildly helpful. Now we have
Wait a minute. You guys think you're the only ones with problems? We got problems too, you know. Why don't you help us out, friendo?
All right. Thank you guys for submitting all these problems. The Google form is, as always, anonymous. You can find that on the Instagram, on the Facebook, on the website, wherever. Right? So this problem comes to us from, I don't know. It is anonymous. Stop asking me if it's anonymous. It's more creepy if you ask me if it's anonymous. All right. This one says, my downstairs neighbor might be smoking meth, and it's wafting into my apartment. What should I do?
So, by downstairs neighbor, is this person living in a separate apartment downstairs from you, or is he living in your basement?
Oh, that's a good. That's a good follow-up question. I would say probably, let's say, downstairs neighbor, different apartment. Also, I think this is maybe the first time somebody is like, well, they might be smoking meth. It's like usually you could tell without a shadow of a doubt.
I can tell if someone's smoking marijuana. I can't tell if they're smoking crystal meth, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It is. It's got to be a different smell.
I mean, does it smell better than marijuana after someone's been smoking it?
Well, I think that would depend on who you ask. I think some people love the smell of meth. They love it so much that they snort it.
Oh, no.
That's how much, But, let's say that this person's right. All right, these downstairs methies, they're doing a little bit of method acting down there. You know what I'm saying? Listen, as a method man.
Oh, that sounds good.
Another reference, a different other reference. What should this person do?
So if this person's in a separate apartment, they should call the landlord or call security, whoever.
Okay.
And just say, I think someone's doing meth downstairs. And since it is probably illegal what they're doing, they could bust them for it, or just say, hey, we got a complaint that you're smoking meth. So can we investigate?
Yeah.
And then just kind of see where it takes you from there.
Here's the problem with that is they're going to know. They're going to know who's snitching on them. And I'll tell you this, meth heads, I don't know a lot about them.
Yeah.
But I do know they're not a reasonable bunch.
Well, they're probably not after they've had all the meth.
Yeah, that's true. They've been up for days. They're very passionate about, their new, project that they're doing, which is...
I didn't know meth could keep you up for days.
Yeah, famously. That's like that's the main selling point, I suppose, for people who really want to stay awake.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I wish I didn't have to sleep, but I only sleep because I get tired.
Yeah. Oh, see, look, sounds like I'm doing a commercial for meth. But...
you're making me want to legalize it now.
Do not do meth. If you're a guy who just doesn't like being arrested, the problem is that these people, the meth people, they have all the confidence in the world.
Well, that's good.
Well, it's good up to a certain point.
Right.
But if you convince yourself there's a buried treasure in your neighbor's yard and you're confident about that, then that's a bad look.
Well, it's kind of like, alcohol gives you confidence.
It does.
That same confidence alcohol can give you Meth probably takes it to the nth degree.
Yeah. Also, alcohol make you sleep, which is
it
good.
It does. Alcohol will make you sleep, but it also will make you wake up with a really bad headache too.
Which is a warning, being like, hey, your body didn't like that. Shouldn't be doing that, dude.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, see, there is no meth hangover because you never go to sleep.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that's what I try to do. If I've had too much alcohol, I will try to stay awake until most of it seems to be gone or it's like worked off.
Yeah.
And they do have like a time scale based off of how much you've consumed and how long it takes to work it off.
Yeah.
Because, well, here's the weird thing. Because, like, I could have like 3 of those ultras or possibly 4 since it's a light beer.
Yeah.
And that looks like a 12-ounce can.
It is. Nailed it.
So I could have 4 of those, probably still be sober since it's a light beer. But if it's like, say, if it's a Budweiser or one I like, Sierra Nevada.
Oh, nice. I love a Sierra Nevada.
That's about 6.7%. So I was at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Ooh.
I drank about 3 of those real fast. These were 22-ounce drafts.
Love that, dude.
And the deal is, though, I didn't give it enough time to kick in. So I thought, well, I'm not drunk yet. So I had a 4th one. By then, I was pretty much drunk, but they still couldn't sense it, so they're like, yeah, I'll let you have 1 more. So I ended up, 110 ounces worth, which was equivalent to about 9.
Whoa. But they said that to you, they're like, all right, 1 more. You can have 1 more, probably.
9 12-ounce bottles of it. But
wow.
that really pretty much took a long time to work off.
Do you have a hangover remedy? Do you have something you'd recommend for a hangover?
As far as hangovers, what I usually do, like to try to prevent it or at least reduce the impact of one, would be I'll usually take Tylenol or aspirin, something to stop a headache, take it in advance before going to sleep. And then there's also I'll drink Pepto-Bismol or something that will be Pepto-Bismol related. It doesn't matter if it's the Walgreens brand, the CVS brand.
Okay, all right. Just making sure we got both of our...
all got the same active ingredient, the bismuth, whatever the next word is.
Oh, really? Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
So it's got the same active ingredient, maybe some inactive ingredients that are different.
I always thought those were the 2 guys that invented it. It was like Matt Pepto and Jim Bismol.
That is possible. We should go ask him.
Yeah. So these people smoking the meth downstairs, you're saying call on them. Don't, or else you're protecting them. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, or the deal is, I mean, if the scent's not bothering you, there's no reason to call.
Oh, but it's going to bother you.
If it's getting on your nerves, then yeah, you might want to do something about it. And the deal is, if these people, if they have security and they know they're dealing with meth heads, they will just kind of, I guess, be like, okay, we need you to stop or whatever, or we got to call in, get you arrested, whatever.
Yeah. Here's the thing is, if you could just make a meth head go to sleep, they would realize as soon as they woke up, they'd be like, oh, man. After they woke up like 2 days later, they'd be like, whoa, I was not doing the right things.
That's really how a lot of times the way you feel with alcohol.
That's very true. Here's what I'm saying. If you're going to combat meth heads, all right, you have to know what gets to meth heads, and that's paranoia. All right? They're paranoid. They're constantly peeking through the blinds. People are coming to get them. They think there's bugs underneath their skin, right? So I'm saying, let's do this. Let's put a fake, you out there, listener, go to your computer, put a fake letter with your apartment's letterhead, and say on that letter, hey, heads up, guys, there actually are little tiny invisible bugs that go underneath your skin. You weren't making it up. They are real, and you should be on the lookout for them. That's what you do to them. You fight fire with fire. Give the meth heads that fuel. They will be too worried about the bugs to even smoke the meth. That's my That's my advice.
You know, people want to say, as far as the fire with fire, you know, my whole life I grew up being told, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
But here's what I've learned. And, you know, when I was in college, I took a lot of math classes.
Oh, close to the math classes.
Yes.
You have
and
to be
anytime
careful
I
to read
told,
the right one.
Yeah, anytime I told people I was going to the math lab, they said, "Oh, you're going to the meth lab?" No, math lab.
Yeah, dude.
No, okay, well, I'm not interested. But in the math classes, they taught us that, of course, and this is simple algebra. You multiply two negative numbers, you get a positive.
Okay, we're gonna point right here. We're gonna look at this is the warning. That's the math warning.
Oh, don't do math.
We are not friends of math here. Do you love math?
I do.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've been in college, so I've forgotten a lot of it by now.
Good. Get it out of there.
But all I'm saying, that's the only math question I'm going to quote here.
Okay, that's good. Everybody gets one.
I'm just saying, mathematically speaking,
okay,
2 wrongs do make a right.
Oh, that's true.
That's the reference.
Ooh, how about that, dude? Yeah.
Yes.
2 rights. God, I almost did something my dad would say all the time. Like 3 rights make a left. Which now I feel...
No, they actually don't.
Or, well, it was something.
Because if you keep positive numbers, it's always going to stay positive.
Well, but no, like directionally. Like if you go left, or if you go right, it'll be like if you make it a left, right? Okay, never mind. I feel like dying. This is...
No, if you go right 3 times, you will be going in the direction as if you just made a left turn from the get-go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. 3 rights make a left.
Like the 3 Days Grace song, right, left, wrong.
Ooh, you're a band guy. You love bands.
Oh, yeah. No, I used to
Top 5 bands right now.
Top 5 band. Oh, this is going to be a tough
one.
Gun
to your head. You have to do it.
Gun to my head. Well, this one will definitely get me shot.
Oh, wow.
One of the bands on my top 5 is Nickelback.
That's fit. Dude, I think they get a lot of shit for no reason. I'm actually on your side. Okay.
Well, thanks. So other than that, let me see. I love... Chevelle, as I mentioned earlier.
All right.
And then another band called Shinedown.
Okay.
Chevelle's actually worked with them. So who else?
We got 2 more.
We got 2 more. So
could be a singer or a band or just any recording artist.
So I'm pretty sure most of us have heard of Weezer.
Oh, sure. Yep.
And then, of course, probably
something Buddy Holly.
Oh, absolutely. Buddy Holly.
And I love having sex.
That's not the actual lyrics.
Well,
we could
close.
We could sing the real song afterwards.
Okay, good. All right.
So number 1 band, Muse.
Muse.
Yes.
All right. Shout out to Muse. You made the cut, guys. Way to go.
I'm sure Matt Bellamy is proud.
Yeah, Matt Bellamy. Let's just name Bellamy's. Bill Bellamy. Remember that guy from How to Be a Player?
Oh yeah, I met him.
Oh yeah, I bet you did, huh? At the club?
Yeah. Back when I worked at the club.
Nice. Shout out to Bill Bellamy from the movie How to Be a Player. That taught me what condoms were.
That's good. I learned what condoms were, I think, just from watching random YouTube videos.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Recently?
No, this was like when I was like 14.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's actually when I found out what sex was, and it was through Wikipedia.
Nice, dude. Shout out to Wikipedia. Who's really teaching the children? That's what I say.
That's right. Well, see, I was homeschooled, so I didn't have a sex ed class, so that's how but my parents didn't know. It's kind of like, I was very strict growing up, so if they had found out, my dad would be like, you better stay off that Wikipedia.
Oh, wow. Dude, the devil lives there. In the Wikipedia. Also, okay, so...
Well, they used to. I mean, they have more restrictions now.
This, my friend, is a bit that I'll say this has taken the nation by storm. All right. I didn't expect for it to be an international sensation, but it is. This is, of course, time for.
What would T-Panga do?
All right. We have T-Panga.
Okay.
The Magic 8 Ball.
Hi, T-Panga.
I got to workshop the voice. It actually should be auto-tuned.
It can be.
It can, yeah, it certainly can be.
If Progressive can auto-tune.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
That's
just
right.
quoting commercials again.
Here I go. Quote. Okay, so we're going to ask some yes or no questions. You could think of one if you got one.
Oh, boy.
All right, here's one I've got that it's been burning a hole in my head even. Hey, T-Panga, is... And can you give me like a small little like a drum roll? Is voodoo real? Uh-oh. So it shall be. Bad news. Voodoo's real. How do you feel about that?
I'm a little more paranoid
Yeah,
now.
me too. That wasn't good. How about this one? Will the New York Giants ever win a football game?
Meth heads are going to be paranoid about the voodoo question.
Whoa, this one says focus and ask again.
Okay.
Oh,
You
Jesus.
just got to focus more on the, what's his name?
Topanga.
Okay. Just,
It's T-Pain and Topanga from Boy Meets World.
okay. Topanga. Are the Giants ever going to win a football game this season?
All right. Wow, just no. It just says no.
Oh, God.
Wow, dude. Topanga, not very friendly. Do you have a yes or no question you'd like to know?
Let's see.
Anything in the world. This is your time.
Sure. Are the Patriots going to make the playoffs this year?
All right. No doubt about it. Congratulations, Cam Newton.
That's right.
Killer Cam.
He's carrying the team forward.
He certainly is. He's also one of the greatest athletes of all time. Do you agree, yes or no?
Cam, like, the deal is, the whole controversy regarding the Patriots was that Bill Belichick wanted to get rid of Tom Brady, and some fans were saying, oh, they're not going to be anything without him. But after I was watching the way Cam Newton was playing, I mean, yeah, he still struggled against, like, the Seahawks, which they are arguably one of the best football teams this season.
Yeah.
So I could understand them losing. But the deal is, like, and of course, Kansas City, I mean, Pat Mahomes is pretty much invincible now. But I do feel, just overall, when you eliminate the best of the best teams, that the Patriots still have a shot at making it because of Cam Newton. So he's still a good quarterback. Belichick is still a good coach. In fact, I started eating at Subway again because Bill Belichick was in a commercial for them.
way. Is that real?
Yeah, so he was in a commercial. This guy was like, Bill Belichick. So he's like, has this like fancy sandwich. And he's like, Bill Belichick says, no, you should have gotten a foot long from Subway. And then he like cuts off the sleeves of the guy's suit to where he looks like, you know.
Check this out. Look what I got. Is this going to blow your mind?
Well, we'll find out on Saturday.
Got a little Bill Belichick voice drop.
Oh, nice,
We'll
nice.
find out on Saturday.
Yeah, I hope that he appreciates that.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. And he's a listener.
That's good. So,
Yeah.
Hi, Bill Belichick.
Hi, Bill. I call him Billy. Billy B. He hates it.
That's
He hates
true.
it with a passion. But I mean, what are you gonna do, dude? You're gonna try to restrain this wild stallion, dude. This Mustang. You gotta let me run free. Let me do my thing, Billy.
That's
B.
right. You know, and cheer for the Giants when they're playing the Cowboys.
Oh, that's true. You know, it's tough.
Yeah, I
it's
was that
tough.
way. I was cheering for the Seahawks when they were playing the Cowboys at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh,
And
nice.
my uncle was like, hey, you're being a commie.
What, dude? Because of Russell Wilson?
Hey, Russell Wilson's a great player.
And
you
he
know?
loves the Lord. Most importantly, I think.
that is a good
Let's not forget about
character
that.
trait. Yes.
So, also, we do have a couple of voicemails. I'm told this is the first time somebody's left 2 voicemails back to back.
Oh, boy.
So, they're also relatively short, it looks like. So, here we go.
Are these anonymous people?
Sometimes they say their name. They're not meant to be. You can say it. The numbers on the website. Go ahead and call. Leave as many voicemails as you like.
Yeah.
I am not allowed to listen to them before they get here. Someone else does. But they'll pick you.
Kind of like on Deal or No Deal. You weren't allowed to look at what was in the cases until they opened them.
That's very true. But it's always very exciting. So let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see what we've got on our hands here. What do we got?
Cannot believe PBS Kids aired an episode where DW swears. That is unbelievable to me, and I cannot believe it was not removed from syndication.
Okay, I think.
What exactly was she talking about? All I got out of that was PBS.
I think PBS aired an episode of Arthur where DW swore. I get the sense this person has the wrong number.
Or they were on meth.
Or that's true. They could have been on meth coming down from the meth, being very sleepy.
I mean, what were they doing watching PBS?
Yeah. That's the real thing is what, So what? DW said a swear.
Yeah, so what? I mean, the kids are going to learn it later on anyway.
That was weird. But also, this is 2 from the same person. So, this is what I tell people. You can call the voicemail. You can do anything you want. You can air a grievance. You can call somebody out.
Yeah.
You can ask for guidance or the problem or whatever.
The whole idea is you have complete freedom to ask and say whatever you want.
Absolutely.
On the voicemail, and we want to keep it that way.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. So no judgment from the last one, but let's see what they have with the second.
Yes.
Dear Heinz, please bring back the 64-ounce plastic bottle.
Okay.
Of ketchup.
All right, listen.
Talk to you later.
Okay, I think this person. Well, you know what? Actually, that is using the voicemail properly. All right, you can. Yeah, it was addressed to Heinz, the Heinz company.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, but this is. Let's play it one more time. Let's see.
Yeah,
16. I believe.
Yeah.
Dear Heinz, please bring back the 64-ounce plastic bottle.
Fair.
Of ketchup. Talk to you later.
Okay, well, that's a lot of ounces of ketchup.
I haven't even paid attention to the dosage,
yeah,
or the volume of the ketchup bottles, and right now, most restaurants aren't even allowed to serve ketchup bottles. It's just in the packets, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I get the sense this person would be very upset by a packet.
I mean, from the sound of it, they may not even be aware of the restrictions most of the people are having to follow right now.
That's a good point. I don't think that they are. But Heinz, if you're listening,
yes.
First of all, sponsor the pod.
That's right.
I do love what do they do? Just ketchup, right?
They make ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard.
Well, I don't like mustard, so.
Well, I mean, I could eat a hamburger without mustard, but I pretty much have to have mayonnaise on it, though.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll talk more about. Have you seen the mayo chup? Or it's like mayo ketchup. I don't like that they're doing that. Is that Heinz? Is that Heinz is doing?
I'm not sure. I know Heinz is coming out with some special ketchup where it's like, hey, there's a serving of vegetables in here or something like that.
Oh, what? This like V8 styled?
It's possible. Well, it's kind of like, that V8 V Fusion where they have a serving of vegetables, but you could just taste the fruit. So it's probably you can't really taste it. But at the same time, though, I actually invested in this superfood mix from the V-Shred company, who I mentioned earlier.
Oh, yeah. Wait, are you doing a plug? Are you getting paid? They should pay you.
The Vint should pay me for this.
Yeah, Vint.
That's the name of the guy who sells the products.
Vinny? Is he like an Italian guy?
We should call him up and ask him.
Do you have his phone number?
If only.
Is it like something this is something we do on this show.
So, well, I don't think you could call him. The closest you'd get to contacting him is email.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't do emails. We only do voicemail.
I mean, he's like one of the top sponsors of the company, so it's very hard to get direct contact. But he sold a product, and it's called Greens, where it's basically all these superfoods that you can find in fruits and vegetables that are supposedly some of the best nutrients you can find. They're all stuffed in this powder. You just mix it with water, you drink it.
You feel good?
And you get your servings of vegetables just like that.
Oh, God. Well, I'm on board for that because vegetables can kick rocks. Just like Yoo-Hoo. Remember that?
That's right. But I drink a Yoo-Hoo before.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
But I have one question. I mean,
sure.
Are the rocks that they're kicking, are they igneous or sedimentary
rocks? The question that's on everybody's mind, really.
That's right.
I think they're igneous.
Or they could be metamorphic for all we know.
Oh, no, they're not those. They're never, ever, ever metamorphic.
I'm so glad you could answer the question, because most people, when I ask that, okay, what rocks are they kicking? They're thinking, huh?
Well, I'll tell you this. It's mostly granite.
Granite, yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well,
they're out there kicking granite rocks, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't take those rocks for granted.
Oh! Let's go, dude.
That's how I write a joke.
Oh, that's fire. All right.
What's that? Facts?
Absolutely beautiful. Buddy, thank you so much for coming on The Problematic.
Absolutely.
Let's do this. Would you like to plug some of your social media, anything like that? I'm going to give you the drop for it.
I'm out here talking loud in the city. I'm out in the city and they could hear me. Look at this.
Where can people hear you talking loud in the city? Where can they follow you?
Yeah, so at the moment, I am on Facebook and on Instagram.
Only for the time being.
For the time being, I'm trying to expand that out. We'll probably be, Fiverr later on.
Yeah, Fiverr.
So, right, my name I go by on social media is Lawrence, as in Lawrence of Arabia, or Martin Lawrence.
Nice. Respect.
Yes.
Run tell that.
That's right. And then, who else? Napoleon is the last name I go by, as in another one of my favorite comedy movies, Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, the GOAT. Dude, I love Napoleon.
That movie is a classic.
Napoleon.
And, people who don't like it, they just don't get it.
Yeah, that's true. We can agree on that.
Because
also, Napoleon Kaufman, running back.
Exactly. Or Napoleon Bonaparte, who was the original one. But
yeah, that's true. Do you think there was a guy that was named Napoleon right after that? And they were like, everybody, like, oh, you're just named after...
They probably did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know if you've heard of an old group of guys who did like comedy movies back around the 1930s, 40s called the Marx Brothers.
Yeah, of course.
So basically, of course their names, what was it? It's Groucho, Chico, and Harpo.
Yeah.
So of course those were not their real life names.
Yeah.
But for Harpo though, his real name was Adolf.
Oh,
and actually
nice.
That was around the time of World War II when they were making movies. So Harpo actually wanted to change his name immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Because he didn't want to share the first name of a dictator.
Famously named after Oprah from The Color Purple. Did you ever see that movie? I think her name was Harpo. Anyway.
Well, I know they work with Harpo Studios, but as far as like Harpo's real name, like he wanted to change it because like, I want to share a name with this guy.
I'll tell you who didn't change it. A rapper named Young Dolph. His name is Adolf.
Well, but
Adolf Thornton. Look him up.
Yeah, but for one thing, that was like years after World War II.
But it's still, I mean, people still remember.
Oh, of course.
They never forget. Famously, World War II, never forget.
And same thing with 9/11.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Also, Pearl Harbor. You go now. Do it to tragedy.
Pearl Harbor, let's see. The Persian Gulf War.
Oh, the Persian. Okay, how about this? JFK, which I was just in Dallas where they murdered our president, dude. That was a bad thing. Never forget that either.
At that spot. Yeah, actually, my dad was standing there the day that happened.
At the what?
Yeah.
Dealey Plaza?
He was standing around there watching the parade. He was waving to JFK, and then JFK actually kind of waved back to him right before, like Lee Harvey
He just
Oswald.
stood there and let it happen to our president, dude?
Well, he didn't know. Nobody knew.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Except Lee Harvey Oswald knew, and whoever else was in it. I mean, there are
quick conspiracy theory. Who do you got? Who do you think murdered that president?
So there are rumors going around that LBJ was in on it.
Yeah, that he hired, not that he was actually out there.
Because the deal is, they talked about he was kind of did some behind the curtain business when he was president, So LBJ did do some dirty work.
Yeah, that's true. LBJ is an op. I don't like him. Yeah. So can I get one drop from you? Can I get you to say one thing? It's going to say a curse word.
Okay.
It's good.
I hope it's not too bad.
It's the F word.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Well, that's okay.
Okay, you just got to say fuck the ops.
All right.
The ops is opposition. That's anybody who's against you, anybody who's in your way.
Okay.
Okay, so
kind of like what Marilyn Manson says.
Yes, Marilyn Manson was 1,000% for sliding on the ops. He didn't like him at all. All right, so in your own time.
1, 2. Fuck the ops.
Beautiful. We got it in the can, folks. Lawerence Napoleon, thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. Look up that Fiverr. Pay him to do a fucking voiceover. Listen to this. The golden pipes on this kid, huh?
Absolutely.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Had a great time today.
Beautiful.
Fuck the ops. Fuck the ops. Fuck the ops. Fuck the ops. Fuck the ops.
Certified swag. Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs. And maybe I seem a bit confused. Yeah, maybe, but I got you pegged. But I don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs. scrambled eggs all over my face. What is a boy to do? Now let me see if I understand the problem I think you said.